All right, what's going on, guys? Farzin Masukin here with you for our halftime live stream. It's been very interesting, to say the least. A lot of good, a lot of bad. Let's talk about it. Let's start with the positives. I feel like Kansas City offensively, they're certainly in a rhythm, and I think they're putting some pressure on themselves. As you saw, they went for it on 4th and short in the red zone because they don't trust a certain player on their team, and we'll get into that shortly because I know that's what everyone's talking about. I see the chats already on that. But I think in general, I like what Kansas City's offense is doing. I'd like a little better pass protection. Putting Noah Gray on Aiden Hutchinson was certainly a decision. I don't know whose decision that was, but it was a very interesting decision to say the least. And that cost the Chiefs as they had to go 3rd and long. That later led to a turnover on down. I think that maybe could have ended differently if the Chiefs would have been better with their options as to who should block Aiden Hutchinson. But nonetheless, I like what I've seen from Kansas City's offense so far. They're moving the ball really well. I think Detroit's moving the ball really well as well. I will say the defense, as bad as the game they have had, I think that pressure from Chris Jones and there was another player, I can't remember who it was, got to Jared Goff. Although I do think that 4th down, that turnover on down was more on Amon-Ra St. Brown, who dropped that pass. Amon-Ra St. Brown is having a very quiet game. 3 catches for just 4 yards. His best play was the one where Noel Williams near the end of the half covered him real well. Noel Williams is playing real well. I hope he continues to get more snaps. It was a surprise that Christian Fulton was not playing in this one here, but I like what I'm seeing from Noel Williams lined up against Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's been limited in this game. I don't think the Lions are complaining too much because Jahmyr Gibbs has got 59 yards. He's got a good chance to become the first running back in 31 games for the Chiefs to rush for 100 yards. Keep in mind, among running backs, Lamar did it last year, but he's a quarterback, not a running back. Montgomery's also doing well, 4 carries. So that Sonic and Knuckles duo that they have, or whatever they're called, they are certainly doing pretty well on the ground, and that's been helping Detroit in this one. And I think that's really hurting Kansas City. When you look at time of possession, the Chiefs have it for 12 minutes 19 seconds, the Lions 17:41. The Chiefs are not trying to hold on to the ball and let time go off the clock. They're trying to move the ball as much as possible, as fast as possible. The Lions are going, slow and steady, methodical drives here. Nothing too crazy here. The Chiefs are 0-3 or 0-4-3 on 3rd down. They've got to fix that. It's got to be better. The Chiefs have gone for it on 4th down 3 times already. If you were to ask me who would go for it more on 4th down, I don't think Kansas City would have been a bad prediction, but I would have said Dan Campbell for sure. He's the guy who's far more aggressive in these situations, but they've only faced 4th down once and they failed. The Chiefs are 2 of 3 on 4th down, which I think is very surprising here. Part of the reason why they're 2 of 3 is because they don't trust Harrison Butker on that 4th down play where they had Mahomes on the play action, thought they were going to run it with Kareem Hunt on 4th and short, but just did not. He was trying to go for Xavier Worthy. Yeah, maybe a penalty, maybe not. I don't know. But boy, that right there, man, I think that just shows you the confidence or the lack thereof the Chiefs now have in Harrison Butker. Listen, you guys know me. I've been a big fan of Harrison Butker, and I've tried to push back. I told you guys 2 weeks ago, okay, after the Ravens game, I said, I'm going to give it 2 more games. Now, last week, Butker didn't miss a field goal. He didn't attempt a field goal. He made all 4 PATs, but he had that bad kickoff go out of bounds. And now that PAT miss, I mean, that wasn't even close. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I was hoping NBC would show a close-up replay of the hold. The hold was fine. The snap, they never replayed it, but I went back and looked for myself. The snap was fine. The hold was fine. Nothing about that operation was bad, except for Butker's kick. And that wasn't even close. I don't even think that hit the net. That went into the crowd. Surely it had to go into the crowd because he missed that net. It was wide left. Wide left. I told you guys before, there's a difference between a concern and an issue. I've been saying for a while, there is a concern with Harrison Butker. We are beyond that right now. This is an issue. This is going to cost Kansas City. The Chiefs are going to be involved in a lot of close games this year. We all know that. They've been involved in a lot of close games over the years. This defense, I mean, listen, we've got a bend, don't break style defense right now, which is not preferred, but that's what we have right now at the moment. The defense has its concerns, so the balance just isn't there on this football team. And look, man, I'm at that point now where I can't even watch. I have to turn away when Butker is lining up to kick, whether it's a PAT or a field goal. I know he made that 59-yarder in Brazil, the fire drill field goal. Remember that? Mayday or whatever they called it. But man, he is struggling immensely. Like every game, it's something with Butker. And I just can't put my finger on what it is. One thing I'd like to see with the offense, and I saw this comment earlier, I would like to see them get Tyquan Thornton involved. He did not have a catch in the second half of last Monday's game, has not been targeted once in this game. He's on the field, but they haven't used him through the air, and I'd like to see the Chiefs get him more involved because I do think it's going to make a difference. Kirby Joseph, he's clearly banged up. I know the broadcast was mentioning something about Patrick Mahomes limping. I did not notice that. I was preparing this. I was watching on my phone, but I don't know. Did you guys see anything with that? Because it didn't seem to. I didn't catch it. Unless I completely missed who they were referring to. But those are my thoughts in the first half and what they need to do in the second half. Bob says, where's Jalen Royals? I have no idea. I'll be honest, I have not noticed if he's been on the field or not for a snap. But I'd like to see him get involved, especially with this banged up secondary that Detroit has. Steven says Rice isn't even back yet, so no Tyquan targets makes no sense. Yeah, that's concerning to me. For those commenting, I don't know specifically what's going on with Josh Simmons. We learned this about 3 or 4, maybe 5 hours before kickoff that Simmons had a family emergency of some sort and he's in California for that. That's all we know. Hopefully everything's okay. Listen, man, I'm seeing people complain because Chris Jones had this a couple of weeks ago and now you have it with Simmons. Look, man, all of us have had some sort of an emergency where we've had to adjust and change plans at the last moment. Life happens. So hopefully everything's okay. Obviously, family comes first. So hopefully he's got that taken care of. Yeah, it's a bad game for him to miss. But you can't do much. Something they're just out of your control. They were talking about Joseph. Okay, I appreciate that because I'm multitasking, setting up. So I guess I kind of got sidetracked there. Yeah, Bolton's really struggling in coverage. Chenal had a really nice interception earlier in the season against the Ravens. And listen, it wasn't like, oh, it's Lamar throwing. It wasn't that kind of play. It was a really good defensive effort by Leo Chenal. So maybe whatever they're having Bolton do, let Chenal do it. Because I love Bolton when he's being used for run stopping or blitzing purposes. Maybe use him on a QB spy. Dude, the over-under for Jared Goff rushing yards was at a half a yard. I took the over on that because Kansas City, they're letting everyone run this year. Every quarterback is, except for Lamar, ironically enough. How sure are we Harrison Butker is hurt? The Chiefs are saying no. Do we believe that? I mean, listen, I'm not speaking for anyone else's opinion. I truly don't know. Something's up with Butker, and I really don't know what it is, but this is an issue, and I don't know what the solution to this issue is. Yeah, holding Detroit to 10 points, I would say a little bit of a surprise to me. I'll take that. Because the defense has not been very good for Kansas City. Listen, you can't just run it forever. You've got to mix things up. But dude, Kansas City's run defense has really struggled in this game. They're allowing, what is it, almost 5 yards a carry. Gibbs is averaging 4.5 yards a carry. Montgomery 6 yards a carry. I'm surprised they're not utilizing him more, or the duo more, I should say. So that's just my opinion there. Okay, yeah, I apologize. I must have gotten that mixed up for someone else. Yeah, TJ, I agree. Jalen Moore, for a guy who's, he doesn't get a lot of the repetitions in practice. He gets second string reps. For those who don't know, not everyone gets equal reps in practice. The starters, they get a wide majority of the reps. The backups will come in and get some of the reps as well in practice, but a majority of it goes to the starters because those are the guys who are expected to play. For Moore to not even get like a 5-hour notice that this was going to happen, I'd say he's playing well. And this is what you signed him for in the offseason. The thought was he was going to be your left tackle. Nobody expected Josh Simmons to fall. I said the week of the draft, when I saw a couple of mock drafts project the Chiefs to get Simmons, I said there's no way he's falling to Kansas City at 31. Ended up being 32, but sometimes you just have to adjust with that, and Kansas City lucked out. I think next year, when you can get out of Juwan Taylor's contract, you'll see Josh Simmons and Jalen Moore as your offensive tackles, but that's down the road. Nothing we're concerned about right now. Yeah, family's number one. I agree. I mean, listen, we've all had those emergencies. The difference is these guys are under a microscope. They're in the public eye. The rest of us are really not. So we've all had to make those adjustments. I've had to cancel a flight at the last moment. That was not easy. Okay, before we get out of here, what are you guys' thoughts on the running backs? Because once again, we have Pacheco and Hunt. They're both averaging less than 4 yards a carry. Pacheco 3.6, Hunt 2.5. The Jets lost in embarrassing fashion today. The game they probably should have won. Alvin Kamara, I mean, he's part of a losing situation in New Orleans. Miami lost again. Achan's there. Breece Hall. I mean, I don't know, man. I keep trying to say I don't think they're giving the running backs enough opportunities, but I don't know. Just feels like they got to try something, I guess. Juju has quietly had a good first half. I agree. And a lot of you guys not a fan of the running game. Okay, Chiefs are starting with the ball. Better do something here, man. Get a 2-possession lead on Detroit at home. You got to do it. Okay, come back after the game. It's going to be a late night, but hey, I don't care. I'll be here all night. We're going to do the Chiefs Zone podcast live. I'll have the link for you guys to all call in after the game. All you have to do is click on the link, put in your name, turn on your audio, your video, and let's chat afterwards. I know there's going to be a lot to go over, win or lose. So let's talk after the game. I'm Farzin Vousoughian. Enjoy the rest of the game. I'll talk to you afterwards. Take care.